What comes to mind when I say Italian exotics? Of course, the prancing horse or the raging bull. But there's another brand that has been synonymous with performance and luxury over decades. Yes, I'm talking about the Maserati. Today we have with us the SUV Grecale, and we're going to talk about its sportiness or practicality, or is it a mix of both? So let's dive in. Welcome to Flywheel, and I'm Srikanth. One of the most powerful logos that I've seen on a car. This trident is derived from Neptune's fountain from Bologna, Italy, where the brand started off. And of course, you know that entire area is really famous for some brands that have made a name when it comes to performance. Variants wise, this gets three. The GT is the base, Trofeo is the top end, and the one that we are driving today is the Modena, which is a mid variant. Trofeo is all about performance. It gets a 3-litre V6 with 620 Nm of torque and 530 bhp. The one that we have here today is more practical. It's a 2-litre inline 4-cylinder. It puts out 450 Nm of torque and 330 bhp, which is quite interesting too. One of the styling elements that I really love is this concave grille in piano black. Looks really lovely. The long hood or the bonnet is also an additional thing that adds a little more sportiness. The small headlamps could have been a little bigger. Coming to the side, you get 21-inch wheels, white, of course, that's optional, with Pirelli rubber. And the ground clearance is about 201 mm, which makes you drive on Indian roads with ease. You don't need to worry about like in the other Maseratis. The Modena badge in again is in black, so maybe an option as well. Sunroof is again an option, but the best part is this SUV has an all-wheel drive system, so it's sporty. At the same time, it can take you a little bit of soft roading or off-roading as well. Do you want us to do that? Let us know down in the comments. Overall proportions, it's shy of 5 meters long. Overall stance looks very strong and muscular with nice lines and curves. Again, there's a trident at the back which looks really good. The Gracale gets a very practical boot at 535 liters. Don't think that this is stopping way too low. We have made the adjustment. There's also an option where I can push this further, long press the fold button, and this is the set height now. So every time I open now, it's going to go all the way up. You can set it at the height you need, making it very practical. If you have a low roof in your parking, or if you can't really reach the buttons here. Along with all the practicality, the best part is the tray comes out like this. There's also a small thing at the boot lid which gives you complete privacy when there's luggage inside. More importantly, the practicality is enhanced because you have two levers which will give you a 40-60 split on the seat, and you have a massive boot space. The door handle is quite unique. You have a small click inside. Once you do that, the door opens. Come inside, I'll show you something even more interesting. There's no physical handle to open it. There's just this button which electronically releases the lock, and then you manually open the door. But in case it does not work because it's electronics, just for safety, there's a latch which should not be used, and it is only in case of emergencies. So if you use this, they say you have to call Maserati service to fix the door. Once you're inside, the car is very plush. Nice design, lot of soft touch, leather everywhere, and it's fully customizable. The interiors on this particular car has a red leather all across. Now let me start the car through this button. Gives a very nice sporty feel to the start, and there is also a drive mode selector, a rotary dial on the right side, which can also adjust the suspension setting on sport mode. Now coming to the steering, again it's nice leatherette wrapped, a huge trident here. You will actually find a lot of tridents all across the car. There's one bit here which is on a brushed aluminum, looks very nice. More importantly, let's get to the screens. There are 3 screens, actually I can say 4. This 12.3 inch is an infotainment system and you can control a lot of things, but more importantly there's a 8-inch screen at the bottom here. In this screen you can control the ACs and a lot of other settings. It's also called the comfort screen, which lets you access AC without taking your eyes off the road. So you just need to press and move it to the right to control the blower, move it up or down to control the temperature, which is quite useful when you're driving. And there's a touch screen and there is a wireless charger down there, a nice cubby hole here with the USB, 2 cup holders and a huge armrest, which is very comfortable. Even the instrument cluster is a fully digital display, 12.3 inch again, and you can customize it with 3 different variations and it can all be controlled through this. Now the 4th screen is this one. Earlier the Maseratis used to have an analog clock, but this one has a digital one. Not just a clock, it can also turn into a compass when you need it, and it can also turn into this display where it shows how much you're braking and accelerating. Another thing that you can do with it is a G meter. So if you're having fun on track, this will show you how much G forces you're experiencing. Did you notice something when I was showing you all of this? It's very unique to this particular car. The gear selector is right here in the form of buttons. There is no gear lever. Usually like the Mercedes, there's no stock controller which shifts gears. You have to select the gears from here and it's quite interesting and fun to deal with initially. The seats are super comfortable, very supportive. The side bolstering is nice and hugging. You can also adjust the under thigh support. It gets cooled and heated options as well. If you see, it's quite high and the headrest is quite chunky too. Very nice and comfortable. At the same time, if you're driving fast, it gives you good support. The Sonos Faber music system is really good and the elements you see right there is not plastic, it's brushed aluminum and it's a real metal. The rear seat is for 3 people. It has a 3-point seat belt for all of them, but the problem is there's a central tunnel and it might not be really comfortable to sit here. The storage here is also a little difficult to deal with. There is a Type A and Type C charging port as well. But what is missing is a rear sun blind, which would have really helped in a weather like India. And the favorite part, the door does not have a handle. It has an electric button for release, which is nice. Now let's get driving. Once you're inside the car, the main thing you notice is that it is so well insulated. This premium plush interiors overall makes it a very nice, luxurious journey. It can take you in the city with ease in its comfort mode, but when you want to have a better performance, all you need to do is dial it down to GT and it's quite peppy. But if you want more, what do you expect out of a 4-cylinder? I'll show you what to expect. I dial it down to sport, but when I do, I've crossed 80 kilometers per hour and this beep is very annoying. Of course, it is there on all the cars, but on this particularly, it is very different and it is quite, I would say it's nice, but you don't really enjoy it because you need a little bit of time to get used to it. Now I'm in sport and I'm gonna just throttle out. Yes, you heard that. Has a nice gargly exhaust, a nice straight here. You can do triple digit speeds with ease and the braking is spot on. The bite is good, but it's not the kind of braking where you just go. It actually holds on very nicely till the end when you want to brake. It also gets paddle shifter or a manual mode, but the thing is the paddle shifters are so big, your everyday driving might get a little hampered while using the indicators and the wipers. Of course, the wipers are automatic. The main thing you'll be using is the indicator stock and it is an obstruction. The paddle shifter is a bit of an obstruction, but you might get used to it as well. The steering feedback is pretty straightforward. You really get a sense of what you are going through that is felt on the steering wheel. At the same time, you point it towards something and it just goes. Coming to the transmission, this gets an 8-speed transmission. It's common on all the variants, even with the higher spec. It is a little slow, but not that much when you're downshifting. Okay, pretty good. Does take its time, but it's spot on and accurate and it's pretty good. Yes, and it helps you in those nice quick overtakes when you need them. There is a bit of pops and crackles which you might not hear inside the car. Again, the beep is a little annoying. So overall, this particular SUV has the luxury that you need out of a SUV of this size, and it offers ample space. That is the most important thing. The ride quality is great, the performance is decent when you compare it with other cars, and it is quite expensive. So all put together, I would say this is for people who really value the Italian luxury, the Italian craftsmanship, and all the leather across the cabin and the plush drive that you get out of it, and of course the performance when you need it. So overall, this SUV hits the ball out of the park. In departments, styling, it's quite unique. It has that Italian flair in it, and of course the interiors are filled with leather, and it really enhances the experience inside the cabin. Again, coming to the interiors, the design is quite unique, and coming to comfort, it really does a great job. So it can be a great city runabout car, and at the same time, when you're out on the highways, it does offer good amount of performance and sportiness, great ride quality, and it can take in a lot of luggage. So this is something that really ticks all the boxes in terms of departments, but price is what really matters compared to its competition. It is expensive. The base variant of the Grecale GT will start at 1.31 crore rupees ex-showroom India, and the top end variant is almost 2 crore rupees. Now, if we put that into perspective and compare all the other options, yes, this does not really give value for money at that price point, but what it does give is that uniqueness and that exquisite, exotic flair of the Italian design and performance. So if you're looking for that car that can define your personality and you need something unique, the Maserati Grecale has to be the one. Now I'm going to enjoy this drive even more, even with the annoying speed chime. See you guys later in another video. Srigan signing off. Bye bye.